Okay, remember that on a balance sheet contains your assets, your liabilities, and your equity section. So it reports out those things. A balance sheet's useful to make plans. Let's say if you're thinking about adding on some more debt, you can look at how many liabilities you have and look at how many assets you have and determine whether or not you can handle that debt or more liabilities. It also shows how liquid a company is by looking at their assets compared to their liabilities and all that. This first section I just went ahead and did in this work together, but it said what goes on, what kind of accounts go onto a balance sheet and classifying them. Remember, current assets are assets that you think are going to be used within the year. They're ones that accounts that you deal with all the time. So cash, petty cash, accounts receivables, inventory, some supplies, your insurance, notes, interest receivable are all current assets. Plan assets, remember, are ones that you're going to use for several years, like equipment and store equipment is the only one plan assets that they have listed here. Then we talk about current liabilities, the same thing, liabilities that you know will within the year you're going to owe them and pay them. So accounts payables, sales tax, employee income taxes, health insurance premiums, retirement premiums, unemployment, dividends payable, those are all current liabilities here. And then the equities section, we didn't have any long-term liabilities for this company, meaning longer ones that you're going to pay out later. Stockholders' equity section here, we have capital stock retained earnings are going to be on your stockholders' equity section. Dividends is not, because you're going to update your equity account with your statement of stockholders' equity. It's not going to appear on your balance sheet because you're going to adjust your equity before that. Then not on the balance sheet, our income summary on down is, these are all income summary, sales, expenses are all on your income statement, so they are not on a balance sheet. Okay, so we're going to go on to the next step here. Okay, I just and explain this section because it is kind of tricky. It says the amounts for the balance sheet are obtained from which source. So you're going to get it from the adjusted trial balance, which means after you calculated your adjustments and then recalculated your balances. And then statement of stockholders' equity is where we're going to get our balance sheet information from. The next one was an assets related contra account balance is deducted from the assets account balance, determine the book value. So contra accounts reduce the related account. And they determine book value. Of the following, which amount should receive a double rule? So double rule means that they equal, you prove something. In this case, on a balance sheet, total assets should equal total liabilities and stockholders' equity. So they will be double ruled on a balance sheet. The next one, of the following, which amount should be equal? Again, total assets should equal total liabilities and owner's equity. Okay, that was a little bit tricky, so and worded fairly strangely, so I just did those and went over them. Okay, so now we're going to do the assets section of the balance sheet. And let's see if I can show you here. Here's the adjusted trial balance. I'm going to go through. We're going to look at the assets section here. Okay, so again, we're going to prepare the heading of a balance sheet. So we're going to have the name of the company. And in this case, let's see here. Superior Corporation still here. name of the financial statement is balance sheet. And then this time we're just going to include the date. It's not for month end or year end or whatever. Because these balances will change. They could change all the time, like the next day, right? That balance of cash and all those can change daily. So we're going to start off with our assets section. And then we're going to go into, we're going to do our current assets first. Okay, so we're going to get these amounts from our adjusted trial balance. So cash, I don't know if I can copy these or not. We'll try it. It'd be so much easier if we could. So let's go with 43,355.47. And then petty cash, we're going to go up there and $200 in petty cash. Accounts receivables over here because we got to do some calculations to find our book value. Okay, so the balance of accounts receivable is $16,305.45. And then we're going to deduct our allowance for uncollectible accounts. Because remember that it's a contra account that reduces that. We're anticipating some of those won't be collectible. $2,484.22. So we're going to deduct those from that. Okay, so I took my accounts receivable. We're going to subtract the account allowance for uncollectible accounts because this is our book value then of accounts receivable, how much we think it's really worth. Then from your adjusted trial balance, you're going to put all of these other assets in. Okay, so go ahead. Well, go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then this will be total current assets. So you're going to total all the current assets, and then that amount's going to go here. You're going to add all your current assets. Okay, the next section is plan assets. And so plan assets, again, they're ones that they depreciate in value. So they're not worth as much, so you're going to find out the book value. So this is the accumulated depreciation account will reduce the value. It's a contra account to office equipment. Will reduce the value. So we're going to have 12,436.20 here. And we're going to subtract it from our office equipment to get our book value of office equipment. So I'm going to count that out. Okay, then we're going to do store equipment, which is the same way. So we're going to put the value of store equipment is 47,318.49 less our accumulated depreciation of 16,626. So how much really that store equipment is going to be minus the 16,000. 626 is 30,692.49. That's the book value of store equipment. So this will say total plan assets. And so we'll add our current assets plus our plan assets. Our plan assets, we're going to add these two. And then this will say total assets then. So I'm going to grade this and I'll just show you what this looks like here. All right, let's take a look. Okay, so you'll have your total assets. I didn't add them up, but you would add up all your total current assets, and then you would add up all of your plant assets. These are your two plant assets totals. Okay, then your total assets of 185,714.40. That's your asset section. Your liability section is pretty straightforward. You're going to take all of your all your payables on down. So for instance, accounts payable all the way down to, in this case, dividends payable. Those are all your liabilities. Okay, and then you will put them under your liabilities section. So this would be liabilities. Go to the next section here. You have current liabilities and total liabilities. In this case, we don't have any long-term liabilities, so it'll just be current liabilities. And again, you'll list the balances here, and then this would say total liabilities. And you would total all of these. Okay, I'm not going to do that right now. So then this is your stockholders' equity section. Okay, so we're going to list our heading here, stockholders' equity. And then this we're going to get from our statement of stockholders' equity or capital stock. It's your updated, you want your updated amount. So you want to go to your statement of stockholders' equity and put your balance of your capital stock section, which was 82,500 here. Okay, then you want to put your updated value of retained earnings. So again, you go to your statement of stockholders' equity, you calculated your new retained earnings from taking the beginning balance and adding your increase. You also had already subtracted your dividends. So your balance there is 76,432.20. And this will say total stockholders' equity. So you will add these two together.